welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and today I'm going to be doing my 30-week pregnancy update. Kind of like I mentioned in last week's video, I'm waiting until the day that I turn, I guess the following week, to talk about the week prior. So today I'm actually 31 weeks, but I wanted to do it that way so that I could go over the symptoms that I experienced for that specific week. So today I'm doing the 30-week update, and I looked up a few questions on Google just to kind of answer pregnancy related questions, pregnancy update questions, symptoms and all of that. But before I get to that, I did want to talk about baby first and just kind of go over baby's development and all of that. So if you're curious, I'm using the Ovia app, and I've used this for a long time, since probably before my first pregnancy. I used it for my cycle, and then I used it for my first pregnancy, and now I'm using it for the second. So check it out if you have not. I really have enjoyed using it. So it says, as far as baby, it says baby is growing closer to 17 inches, the size of a cantaloupe. And it says that baby probably weighs somewhere near 3.5 pounds. So for my growth scan that I had, my 29-week update that I told you about last video, baby was 3 pounds and 2 ounces. So if this is correct, then baby's probably already 3.5 pounds, and that's crazy to think that we're almost to the end. It says at this point, most babies will start to move from breech position to a safer, easier birth position where their heads are delivered first. So for my growth scan, I had her just confirm that baby's head is down, which they do anyway, but I made sure to ask her. And she said baby is head down and baby is in anterior position, which I'm so happy about. My first baby, I had her posterior. She was posterior for probably the whole 3rd trimester. I wasn't quite sure at that time the importance of having the baby anterior. If you're not familiar, anterior just means that the baby is facing your spine, and posterior means that your baby's facing forward. So for my first pregnancy, baby was facing forward, and I did have back labor because her skull was rubbing against my spine, which was extremely painful. So the fact that this baby is anterior, I am so excited, and I pray that she stays this way. I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure that she stays in this position. So I'm very thankful for that. It does say that her eyes are in place but still developing. She can open her eyes, but right now her vision's extremely poor. And it says by week 34, she'll probably have a vision that's as strong as it will be at birth. So that's great. As far as mom, what it says in the app anyway, it says that I might notice a return of mood swings you thought you left behind in the first trimester. So as far as mood swings, I can't say that I really did experience any mood swings in my 30 weeks. Being 30 weeks pregnant, I didn't really experience any mood swings. But to be honest, even with my first trimester, I didn't really experience that many mood swings either. So I mean, I'm sure my husband would beg to differ, but I don't feel like I experienced any mood swings. Let's see, it says you might also experience an increased tiredness right alongside difficulty sleeping. So I'll get into that in a little bit when I go over the questions. But it says as you approach delivery day, it's increasingly important to start planning out some big things like her room, sleep space, and all of that, which yes, I do have a list, and I'm going over that. So I'm trying to check off everything off of my nesting list. So one thing that I do like about the app is how it shows you like what the size of the baby's foot or hand should be, and what the baby's foot or hand is currently. So like this is the foot. Let's see if I can get it. You can kind of see what the baby's foot will look like. I don't know if you can see like the outline right here. And then the pink is what the baby's foot currently looks like. So it's just so cute to see that. And then let's see if you can see the hand as well. Let me see. There it is. That is just so cute. Okay, so let's get to the questions that I found off of Google just to kind of go more into depth as far as what I experienced for the 30 weeks. So how far along? 30 weeks pregnant. Well, 30 weeks for the update. And then total weight gain so far is, actually I haven't even calculated. Let's see. So total weight right now that I've gained up until 30 weeks is 7 pounds. Maternity clothes, I actually am using a mix of maternity and some of my regular shorts still. So I'm still able to do the whole hair tie trick on my shorts, but it's getting very close. They fit fine on my legs, on my hips, all of that. But underneath the belly is where it's starting to not fit. So hair ties sometimes work, and then sometimes it just bothers me. I am liking like tights, the tights that I even used before my pregnancy. I'm still using those. I do have just one pair of maternity shorts that I use. Other than that, I have some maternity jeans, but with it being so hot, I don't need them. I haven't pulled them out to use them. I do have some maternity shirts that I use. This is one of them. But other than that, I've still kind of been using what I used even pre-pregnancy. So I do feel like I'm getting close to where I need pregnancy shorts or something to be more comfortable, because even my tights are starting to fit me a little tighter around the belly and it's starting to feel uncomfortable. Stretch marks. I do have stretch marks from my first pregnancy, and I didn't get very many, but I still kept them on my belly. And I feel like I haven't had any other stretch marks come through. I still have 2 more months, so that could still happen, but I haven't gotten any more stretch marks with this pregnancy. Let's see, how are you sleeping? So as far as sleeping, I have had a little bit of insomnia this past week. I experienced it 2 days or so out of the week where I got up to pee like at 2, 3 in the morning, and I just could not go back to sleep as much as I tried. I tried everything from listening to they're like beach waves that I'll put sometimes for my daughter because she is in the same room with us still. Beach waves. I tried watching YouTube videos. I tried just closing my eyes. I tried everything, and not one thing worked until finally I fell asleep close to like 5 or 6 in the morning, and then baby woke up at 7. So insomnia was a symptom from this past week. As far as sleeping though, I noticed that with my first pregnancy, by this point my hips were hurting. I was needing my pregnancy pillow. I had my sciatic nerve was bugging me. And as much as, yes, I have experienced a little bit of that, it has not been near as it was with the first one. So I haven't even pulled out my pregnancy pillow. I'm just using a body pillow that I have on my bed. But other than that, it's been going very well as far as sleeping. I haven't experienced like backaches or any of that, which I'm very thankful for. But I do feel like a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm staying active during the day. I'm moving a lot. I'm working out. I feel like that has a lot to do with that. So let's move on to the next one. Best moment this week. So best moment I would say for the 30 weeks, probably the fact that I'm getting my energy back. I know it's not going to be like the second trimester where I was just going and I didn't get tired. I'm still getting tired at the end of the day, but I do feel like I've gotten, if you watch my last week update, I mentioned that I had like no motivation to do anything other than nest, but I feel like I've gotten some of that motivation back. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm drinking more water this week. As a matter of fact, I feel like that is the reason why, because I have not forced myself, but I've reminded myself a lot more this week to drink more water. And I think that that has a lot to do with my energy levels and being able to stay awake throughout the day. I haven't really needed to nap, so I feel like that is one of the best moments or better moments in my week last week. Let's see. Missing anything. Is it bad for me to say that I miss having a drink now and then? I wasn't ever a big drinker, and I won't consider myself really ever to be a big drinker, but I will say that I do like to have a nice whiskey drink here now and then. Again, I'm not saying that I'm a drunk or anything, but it was nice, you know, with my husband, we'd, after a long day, we'd kind of sit and have a drink together. And I feel like that's one thing that I am missing, is just sitting with my husband and having just one drink or so. So let's see, movement, tons of movement, tons and tons of movement. It's so funny because I do remember at this point, the is where you start to see like your deformed belly when you lay down. I notice when I lay on my back, and I don't sleep on my back, but when I lay on my back just to kind of feel movement, I'll notice that like half my belly is up on one side where the butt is at, and it's just so cute to see all of the movement and kicks and to feel it all. So yes, definitely lots of movement. Food cravings. This past week I was craving tuna for some reason. Tuna was a huge craving, olives, a huge craving, Brussels sprouts, huge craving, and what else? I want to say that that's it for this past week as far as cravings, but tuna was definitely a huge craving. I could taste it. I just had to have it. And that's when I said, oh, okay, this is definitely a pregnancy craving. Anything making you queasy or sick, you're probably gonna hate me, but to be honest, I really haven't had any aversions throughout this whole pregnancy. Actually, I lied. The one aversion that I had in my first and second trimester was chicken. It was so hard for me to cook with chicken. My husband had to cut for me and cook the chicken for me, but that's gone. Other than that, I have not had any aversions or nothing really has made me queasy other than like the standard poopy diaper. That has obviously made me queasy, but as far as food or any aversions or anything, no. I can't say that anything has made me queasy or sick. Gender, obviously this, I've mentioned before that this baby is a girl. The thing about that though is every time that I've had my, like an ultrasound or something, the ultrasound tech will always say, I'll just tell her, can you just confirm it's a girl? And she always says, I think it's a girl. I think, but she wouldn't ever say, I know that they can't quite guarantee the gender, I know that, but it's just funny because every time that she would go over just to confirm the sex of the baby, I always felt like I saw something, but I'm like, watch me be one of those moms that all their whole pregnancy they're told that it's one gender and they end up having like the opposite gender. I'd be blessed regardless, boy or girl, but I just think that would be so funny if with my luck I have everything for a girl and it ends up being a boy. So we'll see what the gender is at the time of birth because that's the only guarantee for the sex. So labor signs, I can't say that I've had any labor signs other than, well, it's not even a labor sign, it's just that I've had Braxton Hicks. I did get it a lot earlier this pregnancy. I got Braxton Hicks, let's see, at 20 weeks is when I started, and I got a little nervous about that, but I did read that it's pretty normal. I asked my OB, she said that everything was fine. It's pretty normal to start getting for your subsequent pregnancy. She said they usually start a little bit earlier. So did start at 20 weeks and I've experienced it. Nothing major, a couple times during the day, if that, but not lasting long, not painful, just tightening of the stomach. So that's all I've experienced so far. Belly button is still in, so I have not had an outie in either pregnancy. Are your wedding rings still fitting? Actually, yes, my wedding rings still fit. Although when I got the rings, they were a little bit big and they fit just fine now. So I feel like maybe my fingers have gotten a little bit bigger, but they still fit. So that's great. Happy or moody most of the time? Happy. Although when I do have, like anyone, lack of sleep really does affect my mood. Lack of sleep, if there's a mess around the house, which there usually is with the little baby, but if it gets to a point where I'm like stepping over toys and it's like, okay, this is really affecting my mood, we need to change this, let's pick up everything now. But other than that, I can't say that I've really had a reason to be moody. So I would say happy. Let's see, what are you looking forward to? So obviously having another baby and having 3 stepdaughters, it's a little nerve-wracking and I'm a little bit nervous as we get closer. I was doing my registry yesterday and I noticed that when you log into your registry, it'll tell you like how many days to go, and it was like 62 days. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so close to this already. I'm looking forward to the birth and all of that. I think what I'm more worried about is having another baby, just being here alone at home and taking care of a toddler and taking care of a newborn, I think is what's really just making me a little bit anxious. And I feel like that's what I'm nervous about. But what I'm looking forward to is experiencing what it is to have another baby. Like, I'm looking forward to that newborn stage again. I was just talking to my husband yesterday, and I was telling him how I don't remember a lot of the things of the newborn stage for my first, because it was all new to me. I feel like if I think back hard enough, yes, I do remember, but I feel like because I was so anxious and overwhelmed that I kind of just blocked out that time in my head, because it was just a lot. I was overwhelmed as a first-time mom, and I didn't quite get to experience that newborn stage. My mom would always tell me, enjoy it. It's only 2 months. You'll get past those 2 months. Just enjoy it. And I didn't quite understand what she meant until now. So I'm really looking forward to those newborn cuddles and just taking it day by day and living in the moment with my newborn and with my 4 other daughters. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And let's see. Last but not least is belly shot. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what my 30-week belly looks like now. Okay, so this is my 30-week belly shot. And what would you say? Would you say that the baby's still high or low? I don't know. I also don't know if it's pointy or round. I don't know, it's just, it hasn't, I feel like it did pop a lot more, but it's not a drastic change from last week. So that's it. But thank you all so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you are 30 weeks or 31 weeks, let me know. I'd love to finish this pregnancy journey with you. And even if you're early on in your pregnancy or you just had the baby, comment and let me know where you are at in your pregnancy, and I'd love to chat with you. So thanks again for watching, and I look forward to giving you my next update at 31 weeks. Bye.